Welcome to the lifestyle segment of Morning Express. Today we are joined by Dr. Jennifer Riria. She's CEO of Kenya Women Group, which is Kenya Women Holdings, as well as Kenya Women Finance Trust. And we thank you for joining us today. I was going through some of the information, and you have vast knowledge in as far as women and entrepreneurship is concerned, and empowerment as well, and widely decorated in various capacities. And so glad to have you with us today. And let's begin from the place of where the woman is in the corporate place. Where would you say that is?
We have seen changes in the recent past. There are increasingly women joining the corporate world. However, I do have challenges because women are not on top of the corporate world.
Right.
Most of the women are in the middle management levels. And those are concerns, real concerns.
Okay.
Because we need to begin exploring why women are not on top management. Why aren't they big corporate leaders in banking and manufacturing? There must be reasons.
Yeah.
And we need to address those.
Do we know what those are? Because now there's the requirement of 30% representation of women in the various organizations, on boards at least. So is that enough in your opinion? Does not need to be done? And what?
First of all, the 30% is the minimum.
Yeah.
It's just the bare minimum.
Right.
So we need to work, we need to do more. Reasons could be personal, women's personal perceptions of themselves, domestication over very many years. Women still feel they don't want to do this. And the other reasons that they express when they're asked is they say they have a family. You realize most of the women in the middle level management have just begun their families.
Yeah.
They are dabbling with being mothers, being managers, being corporate leaders. It can be a little hard.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons that should be done is that the male counterparts must learn to begin supporting, to support women so they can get on. And the patriarchy reasons that a woman can't lead. We need to strike out.
We need to strike out. I'm talking about women and entrepreneurs. And that place is one of empowerment. It's the way that many people have been encouraged to go in a country that's grappling with the high numbers and rate of unemployment. Do we see a lot of women putting themselves out there, and as far as entrepreneurship is concerned?
Kenya Women Group deals with empowering, positioning, and advocating for women, and accessing resources for businesses for women. Yes, microfinance provides women with capacity to act and change and transform their lives. It is very important. Kenya Women, for example, has worked with over 2.3 million women in the last 20 years and their families.
Yes.
And it means accessing resources to women for business, for enterprises, and addressing their own concerns that disempower them. It's very important that people have access to resources. Women never had resources before microfinance began, taking root in this country. Banks shunned women. They didn't think that women are bankable. But come in Kenya Women, and we access resources to women. They set up their own businesses. They feed their own families. They have capacity to say, I'm a woman and have a little bit of my own.
Yeah.
That's very important for women. Women have also been able to grow their businesses because Kenya Women works with a spectrum of women. A section of them are clients are women on the growth path, and they have grown their businesses. They're in the middle, in the SME area of businesses.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned something about women having their own small little way.
Yes.
You're talking about microfinance, but that is exactly now the concern. It's always good to start at a place. At least you have little to get started. But when we're talking about most women entrepreneurs, they're all at very small scale level. Why are we not seeing the bigger scale, large scale? Why are we not hearing women's name pop in that particular zone?
Women are doing big things.
Okay.
Women are breaking into the male-dominated business areas. The thing is, they do not get the visibility that they require.
Why?
Women are moderate, and they're self-conscious, and they don't want to be bombastic like the man. A man will be having one table and you'll be preaching it as if it is, it is the best of the tables in the world. But women are conscious of where they are coming from. And most of the big women, most of the women who are carrying big businesses would not even want to do it because they feel threatened. They feel threatened by the systems, and they would rather do their thing in a small way. Don't really talk about it. They're not used to talking about it. Kenya women, we are teaching women now to have a voice, to be able to say, this is me, this is what I do. But coming from where we are coming, it takes time.
It takes time.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely that needs to happen, because then it encourages more, and it is good to know that when there are women in that space, that they're comfortable enough to talk about it and be proud and in the moment and live it, because it's unfortunate to be there.
We have grown up, my dear, being told a woman should be seen and not heard.
Not heard, okay.
All right? And that doesn't stop there. It goes into the business world.
Yeah.
And you will see even the media will not focus very much on what a woman does. They focus on when a woman does something wrong, not when the women are moving on. There are big businesses here. Women are in manufacturing in a big way.
Yeah.
Women are in transport in a big way, and they're in services in a big way. They may not be in manufacturing in a big way, but they'll get there. I think we need to learn to talk about what women are doing, and make them visible, because that's what is missing.
All right, let's talk about investments and women as well. And again, coming from that cultural, very woman in the back, man is the one with the property and all. What needs to be done to improve that? Do we see more women getting encouraged to get into investments? Let
me give you an example of Kenya women. Over the 20 years, we have disbursed 113 billion to women. Women have saved 14 billion, the women we are working with. All right? This year alone, we are disbursing 28 billion to women alone.
Okay.
That's a lot of money circulating, around women. So it's not that women are not striking out for big things. As I said, it's because nobody is giving them a visibility for them to see. So it's critical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are getting into investments.
They are getting into investments. Women, when I tell you, poor women have saved 14 billion. Those are women's assets.
So you're talking about women from what, the rural areas?
I'm talking about 70% of women from the rural areas.
Okay.
And 30% from poor urban. We work with the poor women. Well, I would like to say low-income women. I don't want to say poor women. Yeah. Low-income women. And for them to save 14 billion right now, running in the system, that's a story to write home about.
Okay. And you've mentioned savings. Do we see a lot of that happening? Because also, many at times it would be the shared account that the man is running and operating, more women coming into the place of just putting that money aside for themselves as well.
Kenya Women focuses on women's enterprises. It's the woman business that we want to support for the sake of the family. Okay. So it's not joint accounts. It's for the family, but it's savings. In the past, women never put anything aside for themselves. No assets. And savings is a way a woman can have a safety net for future for her. So it's one of the products we really encourage women to take up at Kenya Women. The Kenya Women Microfinance Bank, and is encouraging a lot of savings, children's savings, women's savings, but really is there for the sake of the family. Okay. And woman building a bit of assets.
All right.
Which you never had before.
I'm looking at part of what makes up your CV, and very colorful, from Moran of the Burning Spear, a national medal, the certificate of your contribution, chairing the Women's World Banking and Services on 2 boards. You, Entrepreneur of the Year, 2013. Yourself last year. So first talk to us about that before we come to this all other accolades you've been able to get over the years, and how you've done that as a woman. Not that a woman cannot do that, but you know, how you encourage others to be able to work on the same?
Well, first of all, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur Award for the year award humbled me. Because when I get out there to work, I don't think about what is going to be in it for me. I think about which life am I going to touch? Am I going to touch one life this day? And for me, I think I was brought on this earth first to serve, secondly to serve, thirdly to leave a mark. And working with women is very humbling. And when I received this award, this is what went through my mind. What is this award going to do for the women of this country? And I think I began thinking, what is it we should do to move women to the next level? It is what you do with the people, because you can change. I may not be able to change the universe, but I can change the universe for one person.
Yeah.
And that is planting the mustard seed that grew and became the biggest tree. That's what we did with Kenya Women. Touching lives.
Where did that idea come from?
I think it's life experience. I grew up in the village, as you don't know, but I grew up in a very poor village, in a poor family. I was the fourth girl of the family, fourth child of the 4 girls, and therefore you can imagine I came as unwanted because everybody is expecting a boy.
Boy, yes.
So I never got what other people got when they grew up. I had to struggle. I saw my mother struggle. I saw my mother struggle. I saw other people in that village struggle. I saw women suffer. I saw women beaten. And I said, this will never happen to me. And if I can make a change, I'll make a difference.
Okay.
And that has never left my mind. So throughout my careers, throughout being a lecturer at the university, working at the UN, working where, my mind was at, what can we do to change the lives of women? Now, then I came to realize you can't change the life of anyone. You can only work with them for them to change their own lives. And that's what Kenya Women is all about. And that's why I received this award, because it's what you work with people to do to their own lives, not what you do to them. You don't give them.
Not a handout.
It's not a handout.
It's creating the environment.
It's creating the environment. People can only transform their own lives. So for me, everything that we have done at Kenya Women has been, under my leadership, has been to assist the women to transform the way the world works for them and their families. One of them is to put a little money on their hands for them to generate income. The other is to innovate products that listen to the women and know what the women needs are. Innovate. And once we innovate a product, take for example, you go to a village in Kitui, and we find women are spending all their time looking for water. They are not paying my loans. They're repaying my loans because they have no time to spend at the business. You quickly sit down and listen to women and say, what is the problem? I have to go and fetch water 10 kilometers away. You develop a product, a water tank product. No bank will give anybody a water tank product. And you are changing the life of that person. You're introducing water, clean water, drinking water in that family. You are saving a woman's health. She's not a donkey carrying, mitungis on her back. And you are giving her time to spend on her business, and she's going to be able to repay the loan. This is what the award was all about.
Okay.
You listen to your clients, you innovate, you develop products. And remember, I'm not doing it alone. I've got a whole 1,000, over 2,800 staff who are doing this with me all the time.
All the time.
All right? So that's what the award is all about. What impact are you having on the people that you are working with? And it has to be with the products. It has to be with your efficiency. It has to be with your outreach. Kenya Women has got 206 field offices penetrating deep into rural areas, meaning access. What are you doing? That's what the award is all about.
As we bring this to a close, and a woman watching you out there and they're thinking of the options, or somebody just thinking of empowering a community, a certain group of women, what do you tell them? Because I like what you said, and a lot of our culture is about the handouts. Today I'll buy you a bag of flour, I'll get you some skuma wiki, but I'll eat that today, and tomorrow I'm back to square one. So where is it that this conversation needs to head? Where is it that this women in entrepreneurship needs to go in the next coming years, and what does everybody need to play a role in?
I think as I go to the Global Ernst & Young Award in June, this is the question that they are going to ask. I think they're going to ask this question. I'll tell that person, don't give women handouts. Women don't need handouts.
Yeah.
Women need to be listened to and given an opportunity to transform their own life, and given the environment that they can transform their own life, and given the resources that they can use to transform their own lives. The other thing is there's need to have it to be innovative. It is not always doing what you always do.
Same old.
Same old thing. It's not the old same thing. Women are not just about money. Women are human beings. Listen to them. Listen to what touches them as human beings. Develop products that address that. That is what will make them use it and change their own situations. Not you pretend you can change their situation. Nobody can.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being
Thank
with
you
us,
very
and all
much.
the best in all that you do.
Yeah.
Dr. Jennifer Riria, CEO of Kenya Women Group, with us this morning on Women Entrepreneurs.